My background is in aerospace engineering. I got my bachelor's degree from Mississippi State University in 2002. I then pursued graduate studies at the University of Illinois and have worked in several different companies over the years since I left grad school there in aerospace engineering. I've designed small subscale model aircraft and UAVs, both for the toy industry and for observation purposes. I've worked as a mechanical engineer in the oil field industry in Texas. So I went from itty-bitty airplanes about this big to 2,500 horsepower frac units. No one knew what a frac unit was until a couple of months ago when we started hearing about these things because of the natural gas issues on the East Coast. But I was designing them a couple years ago as a mechanical engineer, though my degree's in aerospace. It's sort of a specialized form of mechanical, so you can cross-train. I've done some marketing work, and about 2 years ago, I started staying home with my daughter full-time. We decided that one of us would like to stay home, and my wife had a career and I had a job. So I stayed home, and that's what sort of led me to the possibility of transitioning to education, because while I remain an engineer, I was starting to realize in those years off that I wasn't really ready to head back into the same kind of work that I'd been doing. I wanted to do something that was more impactful not only on society at large, but on engineering itself. One thing that I had really experienced in the field was that even graduates of four-year programs are often not fully prepared to work as engineers. And a lot of that begins at the K-12 level. That we're simply not creating the type of mindset that's required for an engineer in those students who have those aptitudes. And so when I heard an ad for the Woodrow Wilson program on NPR one day, I checked out the website, and it was 3 days from the early decision deadline for the application, but I got my recommendation letters together and I got it all in and joined the program. And it's been an incredible wild ride ever since. The program is extremely intense. Even the summer coursework by itself is done at such a pace that you are fully saturated. And that has its pluses and its minuses. On the one hand, you're really tired. On the other hand, you really don't get much time to be distracted. This fills your mind for the time that you're in the program, even just the coursework alone. Then when we add the field experience, the model that's been set up is one of a teacher residency. I read a little article that was summarizing a study the other day that said teacher training programs need to be more like medical school, and I said, this one is. We spend our days, several of our days, out in the field, doing clinical in the field work. At this point, I now am essentially lead teaching the classroom that I co-teach. My mentor teacher acts as my substitute on the days when I have class on campus, and when I'm there, it sort of takes the back seat and facilitates the class, but the planning, the actual execution, that's mine, and that's a few months in, and I have an experience that seems very different from those who I know who have gone through your traditional, teacher education, 6 to 12 weeks of field experience. And I'm only a third of the way through this year, so where it will take me yet is very, very exciting.